he cried. "I'm your father." His son's fiancée humiliated the elderly man until the son returned at a fancy engagement party. Everyone's eyes turned when an old man, dressed in worn clothes, limped toward the stage. His eyes were wet, his hands trembling as he whispered, "I'm your father." The crowd gasped. The young woman beside the groom wrinkled her nose in disgust and snapped, "Security! Get this beggar out." No one believed the old man, except his heartbroken son, who had been missing for years. But when the truth unraveled, the same girl who mocked him would fall to her knees, begging for forgiveness. This is not just a story about love or wealth. It's about respect, truth, and a son who learned too late what it meant to honor his father. In a small village, an old man named Ramat Ali worked day and night to raise his only son, Zain. He had once been a respected teacher, but after his wife's death, life became cruel. Still, Ramat gave Zain everything: food, education, and love, even if it meant skipping meals. Years later, Zain moved to the city, chasing success. His calls became shorter, visits rare, and promises empty. Ramat never complained. Every evening, he sat by the door, hoping to hear his son's voice again. One day, he heard from an old friend that Zain was now a successful businessman, engaged to Maya, a beautiful and wealthy woman. Ramat's heart filled with pride and longing. He decided to surprise his son at the engagement party. Wearing his old, neat clothes, he borrowed a bus fare and traveled overnight to the city. When he reached the grand hall, he stood outside, overwhelmed by the lights and luxury. The guard looked him up and down and said coldly, "Old man, no beggars allowed." Ramat's voice trembled. "I'm not a beggar. I'm Zain's father." The guard laughed. "Zain's father? He wouldn't let a man like you near this place." Still, Ramat waited. The moment Zain entered with Maya, Ramat's heart skipped. He called softly, "Zain, my son." But before Zain could turn, Maya's sharp voice cut the air. "Who let this dirty old man in?" Maya marched toward Ramat, her high heels echoing like judgment. "How dare you ruin my engagement? Do you even know who we are?" she spat. The guests began whispering, laughing behind their hands. Ramat's eyes filled with tears. "Beta, I'm your fiancé's father. I came to bless you both," Maya scoffed. "Zain's father is a respected man. Not this." She motioned to the guards. "Take him out before he embarrasses us further." Ramat begged softly, "Please, let me just see my son." But the guards pushed him toward the door. His frail body stumbled, his old hands scraping the marble floor. Everyone looked away, everyone but the photographer, who quietly recorded the whole scene. Hours later, when the celebration was over, Zain noticed the crowd murmuring and a clip trending online. "Rich couple insults poor old man," who claimed to be the groom's father. His heart pounded. He froze when he saw the old man's face. It was his father. Zain rushed out of the hall, his mind spinning. How could he? How could he forget the man who gave him everything? Zain drove all night, searching the streets. He found his father sitting alone near a bus stop, clutching the same gift bag he had brought, a simple wristwatch for his son, Abba. Zain fell to his knees. "Forgive me, please. I've been blind." Ramat looked at him, weak but gentle. "You remembered your old father?" he whispered. Tears fell as Zain hugged him tightly, promising never to let go again. The next morning, Zain stormed into Maya's house. "You insulted my father," he said coldly. "A man who has more dignity in his torn clothes than all your wealth combined." Maya tried to defend herself, but Zain interrupted. "I won't marry someone who can't respect my father." Consider this engagement over. He took his father home, cleaned his wounds, and placed the watch on his wrist. That evening, Zain shared the story online, not to shame Maya, but to remind the world that no success means anything if you forget the one who raised you. If this story touched your heart, share it to remind everyone, respect your parents before it's too late. Because no matter how high you rise, your roots will always be the reason you stand tall.